Wall Street is slowly coming back to life. With 37% of the city fully vaccinated, Manhattan's financial companies are getting back to their desks. But that doesn't mean the life of banking is snapping back to normal instantly. In fact, no one is quite sure what the new normal will look or sound like.
Last June, we gave up our office space to be fully remote, and it's worked incredibly well thus far.
Work from home was the default for most of last year, and the same applied in most of our Asian offices.
I've been here since July. We started to have some investment professionals come back here in September on a voluntary basis.
People across the landscape of finance are reacting differently to working from home and getting back into the office.
I prefer the kitchen when Mia allows me to have access to the kitchen, meaning that she's quiet and she's content, and by me speaking out loud, it's not going to bother her.
But for me, sitting there for 3 months staring at a screen from 7:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock or whatever at night was a bit depressing and isolating. Much happier being around people, and I think all of our people feel that way.
I would say I've been coming in twice or 3 times a week over the last couple of months. Increasingly, gradually ratcheting up to 2 or 3 days a week. My clients don't really care whether I'm sitting in Bridgehampton or Midtown Manhattan.
As New York's vaccinations increase and cases wane, Wall Street has started to tell its staff to get back into offices that they hope will be buzzing.
There's a little murmur, a hubbub of activity again in the fall or the winter. I thought yellow cabs were done. I'm seeing yellow cabs out there. I'm seeing vibrancy, and I've told people, you know, this month I'm kind of feel like we should be getting back to normal.
And if they have a compelling argument, then great. And if they don't, then you really have to question, why are we coming back? What are we trying to do in person that we can't do virtually?
It goes back to this idea of a very significant responsibility for our customers, particularly now that everybody or most people are vaccinated. We can come back and we can come together, and when we're together, we're better. We're better because if you have an idea, you can grab people in a conference room, come together, try to work through it. And we don't have the secret formula to Coca-Cola. What we have is a bunch of very talented, very driven, committed people who are connected by our culture.
I agree with the CEOs of the big banks here. It's really, really important to be physically present together. You learn our business partly by formal training, but actually mostly by osmosis, by being on the job, by listening, by watching, by the kinetic energy of exchanging ideas.
The question is, what will the future of Wall Street's work look like?
For any organization that does not explain the why behind their reasoning of coming back, and it's a compelling reason that actually makes sense, they're going to lose talent. There has to be a level of understanding that the world has changed. We've all learned that we can do this job remotely and be effective at it.
I think we will be a bit more flexible going forward. My vision is that the analysts, the youngest junior kids who work for us are here 4 or 5 days a week, and the mid-level people should be here 3 or 4 days a week, and the people at the top of the organization should be here 3 days a week in person.
You can't give something like this opportunity that people are used to and then take it away and expect nothing to change as a result of that. For me, I'll never work 5 days a week again from an office. I've experienced living and working and seeing my daughter grow up. Nobody's taking that away from me. How do you incorporate the best of all these worlds moving forward? What are some of the things that have gone really well virtually? Incorporate that moving forward, don't take that away. And then the best of what happened in person, create the space to allow those things to happen. There's a place for being in person and there's a place for being virtual, and I think blending the two is the best path forward.